See, someone asked me, what's culture and belonging to me? I replied with, that's a hard question, you see. I like to say that I'm feeling like I'm split in the midst of two cities because my home is really dependent on the two different personas of me. See, Rwandan 1994, my mum survived the war. I feel like that's a good place to start this tour. See, I wasn't sure, do I deliver this broken piece on a perfect beat, or the contrast be way too loud and overpower me? The same way they overpowered us. My people, the Tutsi, victims of genocide. They slayed my grandfather in cold blood. He was a true king, you see that there, that's an act of regicide. And my mother came here for a better life. But over time she realized that the system is internationally embedded to restrict our thrive. But it's the life that we live. And the lives that we live are so diverse, the lives that we love, our families and friends, life can be so tough. And we take for granted life and love. Until someone's mum is crying in a church and a body's in a hearse. Do you know how many times my people have gone to see a body in a hearse? Do you know how much it hurts for me to be able to say it no longer hurts? But even on a day like that, best believe a black man would never let you curse. Oh no. See, growing up, my mum always told me I have to work 10 times harder than the boy who sits on my right in class. And I used to argue why. If you see what I write in class is way better than the boy who sits on my right in class, so why is it I that has to work 10 times as hard? But now I understand. I understood from quite young, because from quite young I had to become a man. That was one of my first life lessons. And I think the main lesson that made me, well, me. You see, where I'm from, a lot of people on the streets serving fiends, but I have bigger dreams to surpass the barriers put in place for me. No longer struggle meals of bread and butter and finding luxury in Indomie. You see, my culture, our culture, is full of colour, food and morals that are not easily taught. They're injected in our bloodstreams. Bonnets and do-rags to protect our hair that can too damage. To see what that was the hard way that we were taught. But what I really mean is, you don't ever talk when you hear the elders are talking. You don't give anything with your left hand, ever. Any older person you meet, your uncle and auntie, don't ever question that, never. The love of a grandmother, you can't ever question that. It's so strong, the prayer of a grandmother from the motherland is what really watches over us. The prayers keep her close to us when she's so far. The comfort food back home to the warm winters. I can easily say that nothing here is really on par, but here is also home. See, back a day with Western and tea, playing Kirby on Compton Road, chicken and chips on the strip, big puffer jackets, weapons against the cold. It's really a tale of two cities, because if you ask me where's home, I will tell you I don't know. I'm lost in the midst of two homes. So really home is where your heart is. Home is not a geographical location. After making astute observation, I realized that home is where you make it. Where you make a home is where a house is made fit for love. You see, it's hard to have love in situations we've been in. Not shown love by our superiors make us inferior. Showing love is a fantasy to many of us. But you see, home is where love is. Idealistic scenarios fill our mind where they begin to accept us, but until then, we have to keep this hard exterior and also find a way to let our loved ones in. It's so hard not being loved but having to show love, because it's hard to give what you really need. But God made it that we're strong enough to succeed, to conquer conquerors until they concede. And the whole world is at peace. You see, that's one of my very own idealistic fantasies. So for now, I'm going to find comfort in the midst of these two cities. Thank you. I guess that's the tale of me, Poet.